Welcome to the newest episode of the Nintendo Does a Bad Thing show, now with multiple bad things.
Get excited!
To start off, Nintendo is going after YouTube channels that show Nintendo games being emulated. Retro Game Core, a channel that reviews emulation handhelds, had one of its videos taken down after Nintendo issued another copyright strike on the channel. According to Russ, Retro Game Core's host, this new strike was penance for daring to show the emulation of Wii U games, titles you can no longer buy since the company shut down the console's eShop. Heinous criminal activity. Nintendo previously took down another of the channel's videos that covered a device for dumping Switch games to your PC, that's a little more understandable.
Yes, but.
According to Russ, they were able to do so because he showed the title screen for Super Mario 3D World. Scandal. This is obviously not the only time Nintendo has allegedly done something sneaky to start a legal battle. Andrew Veltson, associate at patent law firm MBHB, I think they released a wallpaper app recently.
They did.
Has claimed the patents Nintendo used to sue Palworld for patent infringement were specifically filed to make that lawsuit possible. While we don't know exactly which patents Nintendo is accusing Pocket Pair of infringing upon, there are 4 that legal experts believe are the likely suspects. Veltson points out that each of these 4 patents were filed after Palworld was released, and they were all expedited to come into effect sooner. Apparently, Japan has procedures to make patent applications go faster, something experts refer to as Tokyo drifting. And by experts, I mean me, almost exclusively. PlayStation fans were outraged after a PS5 UI update seemed to bring ads to the console. While hovering over a game on the PS5's home screen, you would previously see unique artwork specific to that title. Over the weekend, however, that artwork became less cool. For example, hovering over Horizon Zero Dawn brought up a full screen ad for the upcoming game LEGO Horizon Adventures. And I think I speak for everyone when I say, why is that a game? Did you watch the Lego movie and were just wishing that this was set in the Horizon universe the whole time? That's the game. Even worse, sometimes these ads were horrendously out of date. Hovering over the 2020 title Spider-Man Miles Morales brought up an ad saying that the 2023 film, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, was coming soon to cinemas. Turns out the whole thing seems to be a bug with the PS5's new Welcome Hub feature that's meant to let users adjust what they see on their home screen, including how many ads you see, ironically. But all those erroneous ads were actually just the latest post in each game's news feed. The company officially tweeted that the issue had been fixed, but to maintain PlayStation support's reputation for mediocrity, they made the announcement during Hour 5 of an online services outage they never acknowledged. Also, PC gets all your exclusives. Sorry, Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
When I read that title, all I think of is Norman Reedus in a bikini. The game got a special stage event at the Tokyo Game Show this weekend. Multiple clips of cutscenes were released, including 2 musical numbers featuring Doll Man, the little puppet guy that looks like Alan Wake. Okay.
You remember him.
Appropriate. Doll Man first sings with Elle Fanning's character Tomorrow after Tomorrow learns that babies are born.
Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.
On top of that, there's a music video for a song by Japanese singer Daichi Miura that you can watch in-game by doing a certain action in the title's private room. Listen. This is a Kojima joint, so only some of the things I say will make sense. Now we're giving them the warning. It's too late. A photo shoot event was shown off, oh no, where 3 of the side characters dance around and goof off while you take pictures. Oh, and the quality of those photos will have story implications. So be careful. And Mad Max director George Miller is confirmed to be starring in the game as Tarman. He is now the 3rd director to play a character in the series, joining Guillermo del Toro's Dead Man and Nicholas Venting Raffen's Heartman. Why stop there? He should get in director Michael Mann to play a character called Man. But man, would I love to tell you about our sponsor, War Thunder. This free-to-play and comprehensive vehicular combat game sets itself apart by having historically accurate vehicles, right down to how they sound. Like this. There's now over 2,500 different machines to operate, from the biplanes of the 1920s to the tanks of today. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean you can play as a storage vessel.
Tanks, right?
Tanks, okay. But you can play on PC and console with fully supported crossplay. Join over 70 million other players right now and help out the channel in the process by clicking our link in the description. Give me a Q, give me a U, give me an ICBITS, that's how you spell QuickBits. Valve wants you to sue them, or at least they aren't against it. The company will be dropping a forced arbitration clause and class action waiver from its Steam subscriber agreement in the United States, thereby allowing users to opt to pursue their day in court.
Basically the opposite of every other company.
Of course, the plaintiffs of a class action lawsuit over Valve's market dominance were recently able to successfully challenge that forced arbitration clause. Valve may have decided that continuing to rely on the clause wouldn't be worth the reputational damage. Notably, the decision only applies in the US because non-Americans aren't people and our rights don't matter. You might not have known that. The ghost of StarCraft Ghost lives on. That's a reference that may only make sense if you, like me, have been waiting patiently for a shooter game set in the StarCraft universe since one was announced in 2002 before being canceled in 2014. Is that you? And then another one was canceled in 2019. Yet still, I wait. It's exhausting. But my faith may not be in vain, as longtime games reporter Jason Schreier told IGN that Blizzard does have a third shooter project in development in the StarCraft universe, helmed by former Far Cry executive producer Dan Hay. Please, Blizzard, please don't cancel this one, if only so we can get more StarCraft cinematics, and so my buddies and I can stay up all night beating the campaign on a sleepover. What year is it? In more Blizzard news, the company had Netflix adaptations of StarCraft, Diablo, and Overwatch in the works before they completely blew the opportunity. This was revealed again by Jason Schreier, who did a Reddit AMA to advertise his new book about the history of Blizzard Entertainment, which is also the context for the previous story. Moving on. Schreier revealed that the adaptations were in development and probably would have gone forward had Activision Blizzard not sued Netflix for poaching their CFO. And at that point, why even go forward with the deal? You'd have no idea what to do with the money. Magic the Gathering's Commander format, the most popular way to play the game, is now firmly in the hands of Wizards of the Coast thanks to death threats. The format was initially managed by the Commander Rules Committee, a group of part-time volunteers who made decisions on what cards are allowed to be played in the format. Last week, they controversially banned 3 popular, expensive cards. Some MTG players decided this was enough to make 5 people feel so unsafe, those people handed control to Wizards, the company every Magic player says is ruining Magic. Victory? Good job?
This is why we literally can't have nice things.
And Fntastic, the developer best known for launching the massively overhyped open world survival horror game The Day Before, and closing its doors 4 days later, has risen from the dead to beg for money via Kickstarter. It's not a lot of money, only around $15,000, allegedly to fund Escape Factory, which is a physics-based multiplayer co-op escape game that seems to star a team of severed toes with human faces. It worked for Among Us and Fall Guys. I mean, like, what?
This little piggy got trapped.
Fntastic claimed to have turned over a new leaf, but according to data miners, this new game's assets are flipped items from the Unity store, and its networking and matchmaking features are all built on Unity demo code typically used by those learning to develop games.
I guess it is a new beginning.
Typically, I'd tell you to come back on Thursday for more gaming news, and today is a little different because I'm just going to tell you that more gaming news will be here on Thursday, and just let that breathe. A lot to think about.